Welcome to Minutes with Lynnis, brought to you by Wellness Woman 40 and Beyond. Embark on this journey with me, Lynnis Mullins, your certified holistic living and wellness expert for women over 40, as we explore tips for an ever-growing mind, body, and spirit in just a few minutes. Hey, everybody. Wow, it's been a little while. This is Lynnis, and welcome to a real quick version of Lynnis Minutes. It's going to definitely be just minutes. I hope everything is going well with all of you. And remember that today is Talk Tuesday for those of you who are listening live in the group. So if you have a business that you want to share, products and services, or a blog you want to share, social media you want to share, please feel free to share that with the group. I know today I'll be sharing all of my social media. For those of you who want to see me on IGTV, I just started doing recordings on IGTV. So come on over to Instagram at wellnesswoman40. That's my handle on Instagram. And also, I wanted to share with you today a couple of things. Oh, don't forget that tomorrow I'll be announcing the Wellness Women of the Month. Those are those women who have been our top contributors. And wow, all of you have participated. It's amazing. Our stats are just fantastic. We have over 1,800 women from all over the world who belong to the group, and more than half of you have engaged, and so I think it's like 1,021 or something on the average. That's an amazing average, which means the majority of you are participating. So thank you so much for that. And also thank you for the kind words. I asked you for feedback about whether or not this group has provided any wisdom. And I want you to know that over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be focusing specifically on nutrition and hormones, menopause, and PMS. Those are the 4 topics I'm going to be covering over the next couple of weeks because I think these topics are important. When many of you have joined the group, that's one of the top things that you asked about. It was hormones, menopause, motivation, inspiration, and nutrition. So we will be talking about that. And what I want to talk today real closely, I had started talking about this about a week ago, and I wanted to finish up. And that had to do with natural home remedies. And I know that when we get into the menopause thing, you know, I'm still in it at 62. I'm still in the throes of menopause. We talked about things you can do to minimize or to improve your hair. And we talked about how to get gray out naturally. You know, I am allergic to gray, any kind of hair dye at all. And I don't have the patience for henna. So therefore, that means that I am just letting myself turn gray. So I don't use any of the tips I talked about in terms of retarding gray. But if any of you missed that broadcast, it's in announcements. And I talked about things you can do to retard or slow down the gray process. Well, another thing that happens a lot with us as we age is that we get baldness. We begin to lose our hair. And there is a medical terminology for it, and it's escaping me right now. I mean, if I take a sip of coffee, do you think that will help my mind? Let me see. Nope, still can't think of it. But I can't think of the medical term, but baldness is very common amongst women who are over 50. And so I have some home remedies that you might want to consider. And some of them are a little bit unusual. Some you might have heard before, but I'm going to give you a quick 4 or 5 that you might consider when it comes to your baldness, if you're losing any hair. That's very common. It happens a lot. And some of the reasons for losing hair as we age, and also just in general, is your scalp condition. You know, is your scalp dry? Is it flaky? And actually, as we age, our skin has a tendency to be drier. I know the bottoms of my feet are really, really dry, and I have to continually put coconut oil on them and other kinds of stuff on them to kind of, you know, keep my feet from not feeling like alligator skin. So anyway, there's a couple of things you can do, many things you can do to help to stimulate your scalp and get rid of that dry flakiness, to add more protein to the hair follicle to make the hair stronger. The first suggestion I have is fish oil, which is basically omega-3. It's the omega fatty acids. They can improve the overall health of your hair from the inside. It can improve the density and reduce your hair loss. And it's also great for the immune system. Omega-3 is a great immune fortifier. It just can lead to better health overall. And there are, if you don't want to take a supplement, you can get omega in flaxseed, ground flaxseed. I add it to my coffee sometimes, or I add it to my smoothies. Of course, freshwater fish, salmon, nuts and seeds are biggies in terms of getting omega-3. So fish oil might be something that you might want to consider. Coconut oil, I know you've heard a lot about it. I can't say enough good things about it. I use it on my hair about every other day, but it can help reduce the protein loss from the hair by penetrating the inside of the hair shaft. So you can use it in various ways. You can use it as a leave-in conditioner before you wash your hair. You leave it in for 24 hours, coconut oil, you know, put a cap over it and just let it saturate and then wash it out the next day. Other people use it, you know, just to condition their scalp. And prolonged use of coconut oil has been proven to promote really healthy hair growth and also to give your hair a natural sheen. Now, I've been using coconut oil for, maybe about 5 or 6 years, maybe longer than that, about 6 years. And my hair is thicker and longer than ever. And I attribute that to the fact of the coconut oil and my overall diet that I do, and also the fact that I'm not using any chemicals in my hair at all. I try to watch even what's in my shampoo, but I don't use perms and I don't use hair dye. And as we get older, those perms and hair dyes, it really does weaken the hair follicle. And if your scalp is already dry, the increase of hair loss is even more so, because I see some women who are losing their hair, but they're still putting perms and dyeing their hair. And at some point, you know, we got to think about, okay, what's most important? And of course, if you're having dry scalp, that's a sign of poor circulation going to your head. And you definitely don't want that, because your head also houses your brain. So just wondering how that all works. If you have a dry scalp, you have a dry brain. I don't know, just saying. It's really important that you not have a dry scalp and that you do the things, not just because you want to look better, but it's important for your body overall. Now, here's another one that I learned that I have not used, but a lot of people swear by it, and that's onion juice. Studies have shown that onion juice really does promote hair growth because the sulfur content in the onions, it's very effective, and it really does help the hair to grow. Now, here is one recipe you can do for onion juice. You get about 3 to 4 onions, chop it up in small pieces, have some tissue around, be prepared to cry. Extract the juice by either squeezing it out or using a juicer, or placing the onions in a blender and blending it into a paste. Place that paste in a cheesecloth and then squeeze the juice out. But a lot of people swear by it. They put it on their scalps and condition it that way. And all this is done before they wash their hair, of course, because there is a slight little smell of onion juice. Another one is rosemary oil. I love rosemary oil, and I have used it before on flaky scalp when I had it about, maybe 10 years ago or so. And you can add the rosemary oil to a little bit of your shampoo or your conditioner. And it's an antiseptic, and it's also good for antibacterial growth. Sometimes flaky scalp can come as a result of bacteria that's in your scalp that you may not even know is there. So rosemary oil is a good preventative measure to put on your scalp every once in a while. And I would, if you're going to use it directly on the scalp, I would use it with a carrier oil like olive oil or jojoba oil, or maybe coconut oil, because it's very, very strong. If you get an essential rosemary oil, it's very strong. Now, this one is a good one, and for centuries, I know you've heard about garlic and all its medicinal properties. Well, garlic also is good for hair loss. What you want to do is create a garlic paste and put the paste on your scalp, and it can help with flaky and damaged scalp. If you've ever had a situation where you've had chemical burns or a negative reaction to some kind of hair product that you've used, creating garlic paste and putting it on your scalp can soothe your scalp and also help it to heal, because it has so much antibacterial properties in it. Plus, it has a bunch of vitamins and minerals, and it really does help to actually reverse hair loss. Geranium oil, that's an essential oil that's great for blood circulation. It really boosts the circulation of blood. One of the reasons why you have dry scalp sometimes is because not enough blood is getting to the scalp to nourish it. So geranium oil is very good for that. It will boost the blood circulation from the scalp. And again, all you need is just a few drops in your shampoo or conditioner to strengthen the hydration of that product, and that can help restore your hair as well. Now, there are a couple other ones that I saw that were really interesting, and I haven't used this. Cayenne pepper, evidently, it actually does stimulate the scalp, and you make a little paste with the cayenne pepper, just a little tiny bit of it. And I don't know if you put it directly on the scalp or not. I need to check that out, what the actual recipe is. But evidently, I'm looking at it right now, it increases the blood flow. And you will get a tingling sensation when you use it. But there's a recipe that they have here that I'll share with you in the comments that you might want to take a look at when it comes to using cayenne pepper. Evidently, it's supposed to be really, really good when it comes to hair loss prevention and also restoring the hair, which means it must be good for the hair follicle. And my last one is ginseng. Ginseng has ginsenoids that are active components to stimulate hair follicles, which will eventually cause the hair to grow. When you're taking, you can take the supplement. That's what I would suggest. Take a supplement. And when it comes to taking any supplements, make sure that you take a look at the shelf life. You want to make sure that you're not buying old supplements, and also follow the directions. And if you're planning on using supplements and you are on some kind of medication, run that by your doctor first before you do anything. If you're on any kind of medication, prescription drugs, please let your doctor know that you're considering using some of these natural remedies for hair loss, and just make sure that it's not going to conflict with whatever it is that you're using the medication for. That's very important, because some of the things I mentioned, they're all natural. They're also very powerful and could give other side effects if you're already taking something else. I got to give some shout outs to some people who have joined us. Bobby Ellis, wow. Bobby Ellis and Paula Anderson, both y'all have been following me for years. So wonderful to see you. And Regina, nice to see you, Sister Regina. And Lori Bryant and Hendricks, Taiwana. Good to see you guys. Thank you so much for joining the broadcast. I will be coming on every morning between 8 and 8:30 to talk about different ways that you can be well using natural remedies and using holistic practices to really help you to be healthier in your mind, body, and spirit. Tomorrow is our Sharing is Caring segment, and Robin Tyler will be back tomorrow, and she'll be talking about one of her products that she wants to share with you. If any of you have products or services that you want to share in one of my Sharing is Caring shows, please let me know, and I'll be glad to get with you and talk about how we can best present your product and services to this wonderful group of women and to all of my following in social media. Well, that's it. Got to run. I am really excited because I'm working on, what am I working on? Okay, I'm working on a brand new course on holistic stress reduction. I am working on planning my spa day, which I have not announced yet, which is going to be in September. So I'm real excited about that. And I am working on, what's the other thing that I'm working on? Oh, of course, Costa Rica, and putting together that program, and a few other things that I'll be announcing as we go through this journey together. Thanks so much for listening. It's been wonderful to see you, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much for tuning in. If you have something to share, please comment below. For more Wellness Woman videos, be sure to click the subscribe button below and check out my Facebook group, Wellness Woman 40 and Beyond. But most importantly, don't forget to love yourself and educate, encourage, and empower your mind, body, spirit wellness.